Ladies and gentlemen, boys and NBs, welcome back once again to the DMZ, and we may no longer be getting updates, but we still have a fantastic community within the DMZ, so I thought it would be best to put together a video with all of the best builds for the absolute best guns within this mode. For all of the maps, this is going to cover everything from assault rifles, SMGs, to your snipers, and your best LMGs. I will be going over shotguns and such in another video. I have a couple planned for this series, but this one right here, this is the magnum opus. This is the best gun builds you can possibly get within the DMZ right here in this video. So before we get into it, just let me say I really thank you for your patronage. As you could please make sure to like the video and comment below if you think I missed something, because it goes so far to help the channel, and make sure to subscribe to find your way back here so you don't miss any future content. With that said, let's get into it, starting with number 1. And by the way, none of these guns are in any specific order, but I absolutely love this gun in particular, and that is the Tempest Razorback. The Tempest Razorback, we're going to start with the Echoless 80 suppressor, then we're going to add the 13-inch Frenzy 9 barrel with the built-in optic, the Edge 47 grip, the high velocity ammunition, and finish off with a 60-round magazine for an absolute phenomenal sniper support that can handle its own as a main AR as well. You cannot go wrong with the Razorback on any map with this build, though if I was taking this into Building 21, I would run the Covert V, where I would just throw the suppressor away and throw the rear grip with the recoil control on it. Next up, let's talk about a submachine gun, and that submachine gun is the ISO 45. The ISO 45 hits like an absolute truck. The only problem is it only has 45 rounds in the magazine. For this build, we're going to use the 6-inch axe blade barrel, the VLK 7mm laser, the agent grip, the 45 round drum. We're going to finish off with the A30 stout rear grip for the most stable SMG that you can get in all of DMZ. This thing is an absolute monster. If I am going into Building 21 with a team to absolutely decimate, this is actually my go-to gun for Building 21. Not a doof, the ISO 45. This thing is insane. Now for our third gun, I want to talk about what I believe to be the absolute best AR in the game, and the stats simply don't lie, and they do agree with me, that being the M13 or M13 Bravo. For this build, we're going to start with the FSS Covert V suppressor, add the agent grip underbarrel, the high velocity ammo in the 60 round mag, and then I use the Corio Enforcer optic. However, you can use whatever optic you would like. The M13 is simply the best AR at range in the game, and it still shreds in close quarter combat. You're not going to beat submachine guns unless you absolutely get the drop on them, but you will beat any other AR in close range, and if you aim for the head, you have a chance to beat out submachine guns. The M13B is an amazing sniper support weapon, but is also the best assault rifle in the game, in my opinion. Jumping back over to SMGs, we have to talk about the Lockman Sub, because the Lockman Sub is just old faithful. It gets the job done. It is absolutely insane, and with the 15-minute version available, it is a godsend. This gun is incredible. The MP5 is just, it's the MP5. So for the build, we're going to start with the X10 RR40 suppressor. We're going to add the Falcon 226 barrel. Then we're going to add the FT mobile stock, which actually gives us 28% range on top of all the mobility stuff that it says that it does. This is an incredibly broken attachment that almost nobody knows about. We are then going to add the Lockman TCG10 rear grip, and I finish off with the 40 round magazine, but you can use the 50 if you would rather have the extra 10 rounds instead of the faster reload and movement speed. The MP5 is absolutely amazing. And speaking of amazing, let's talk about you, because clearly you're still here, which means you like my content, so please make sure to like the video, because it goes so far. I cannot stress it enough. And make sure that you're subscribed. Hit that bell if you want to be notified of every video that's posted as it's posted. I will be posting at least 3 more videos this week. Now let's get back into it. The next gun on our list, the Kastov 762, which is absolutely the yin to the yang of the M13B. The Kastov 762, I can say absolutely the same things about it that I did about the M13B. It just hits like a truck, fires slower, but has that 40 round magazine, so you have to pay attention to that. The Kastov 762 is absolutely amazing, and it's my second favorite gun in the entire game. With that said, we're going to start with a Husher 65 silencer, then add the Edge 47 underbarrel, use the high velocity velocity ammo in said 40 round magazine, and finish off with the AMOP V4 or optic of your choice. This gun is amazing. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong with it. And if you're going to run this in building 21, I would swap off the optic for the ADS rear grip. And now let's talk about the absolute best SMG in the game, and that is the Bass P. The Bass P is an absolute monster. You will fry everything and everyone within 25 meters without fail. This thing is insane. For this build, we're going to start with the 10.5-inch Bruin Typhon barrel at the VLK 7mm laser, use the hollow point ammunition in the 50 round drum, and finish off with the D37 rear grip. This is by far the best SMG in the game. It is so fast firing, it's got that big drum mag, and it is just good in every single way. And then next up, let's talk about an old season's meta, and that is the TAC V. The TAC V is still an absolute demon, and nobody's using it, and I don't know why. This thing fries at every range. It's insane the damage this gun does. For this build, we're going to use the Husher 65 silencer, the Edge 47 foregrip, the high velocity ammunition in the 50 round drum, then we're going to finish off with the Corio REX Pro or the optic of your choice. I'm telling you, take the TAC V for a spin. It feels like it did during seasons 2 or 3 when it was the absolute meta gun. It hits like a truck. It is absolutely incredible. I would not lie to you about this. I love this gun. And sticking with battle rifles, let me give you the absolute best sniper support gun in the game in the Cronin Squall, using the FR Titan silencer, the VX Pineapple foregrip, the 6.8 composite ammunition in the 50 round drum, and then finishing off with the FSS OLAV laser. This thing has SMG speeds and battle rifle damage. It is absolutely absurd how good this build is. You will kill people and they will literally call you a hacker every time, because the damage you're putting out and the way you're able to move is just not natural unless you know how to build this gun. And now that I've given you the absolute best sniper support gun in the game, it's time to cover snipers. And with these builds, it's the exact same on both guns, but first let's start with the MCPR 300 with the high velocity build, using the Nilsound 90, the 300 mag high velocity, the Cronin Lion stock, the FTAC Locust SP, and the FSS OLAV laser, the most steady head cracker you will ever find. Yes, this is a 2-shot sniper, but you will have no problems hitting your follow-up shot because you do not need to hold your breath. This is a quickscope build that absolutely demolishes everything. But if one-shot snipers are more your thing, I'm going to use the XMR, the Victus, for this setup. But like I said, these builds are completely interchangeable. Just use the attachments that do the same thing on the opposing guns if you want a 2-shot Victus or a 1-shot MCPR. For the 1-shot Victus, we're going to use the Bruin Counter Ops, the MAC 33.5-inch super barrel, the VLK 7mm laser, the 50 cal explosive ammunition, and the FTAC Homeland stock. This thing is going to clap heads like crazy. The build that everyone's used for one-shot snipers forever. I don't really have to say much about it, but like I said, you can swap these two builds between each other. You do not need the long barrel if you're running high velocity ammunition. It is a waste of an attachment, and you can absolutely just demolish people without wasting that attachment and have a much smoother, quicker aiming rifle. And now with snipers out of the way, let's finish off the video with a couple more sniper support options. That way you have the absolute best options for sniper support in either assault rifles or submachine guns. And for one last time, for the love of God, if you're still here, that means you love my content. I'd hate for you to not be able to find your way back, so make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, because you would really be surprised by how many people have told me they thought they were subscribed to the channel and were watching the videos daily, but they in fact weren't in the comments of the video. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and slap that like button. Now let's talk about the M13C or the M13 Charlie. This is my personal favorite gun for sniper support and for places like Koshi Complex. This thing hits like an absolute truck, and it's an M13. For this build, we're going to use the FSS Covert V Suppressor, the Edge 47 grip, the 60 round magazine, the Bruin R90 factory stock, and I use the Corio Enforcer optic. You can use the optic of your choice or the VLK 7mm laser on this build. The M13C is slept on so hard, and it is a damn demon. That's all I gotta say about that. Now, moving on, the next gun we're gonna talk about is the very last gun on our list and the only LMG in the rap age. And for this build, we're gonna use the Castovia DX90 suppressor, the high velocity ammunition, edition, the TCG10 rear grip, the Corio REX Pro or optic of your choice, and the FSS OLAV laser for an absolute demon. I know this is a sniper support weapon, I say, and I promise you this is a killer sniper support weapon. Just trust me, give it a shot. You will absolutely decimate everything and have no problems doing. And that's gonna do it for me, boys. Look forward to top 10s for Warzone with the Modern Warfare 3 guns, upcoming Zombies content on Ready or Not, and other games that are coming out into the space that are just too incredible to not talk about. And I may even be starting a race league within Forza Motorsport. Stick around, see what interests you, and definitely make sure to check in on the Discord because there are almost 2,000 people in there and it is an incredible experience. We would love to have you. It's been fantastic sharing this knowledge with you. You have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in Al Mazrah or Urzikstan. GG, boys.
Mama, I do have a purpose, and if you hear me, you heard this, and my whole life it ain't worth this. No, my life it ain't worth it. Just take a look at my plate as I pile it all up and sing it. Spaghetti, oh, bolognese, and yes, that is no joking. Cake and we just get fatter and fatter. We only eat baking batter. Some people, they like to hide it, but no, not me, I don't mind it because I wanna be the biggest in the world. What you think that would do this for? It's not to fit through doors. If you do, well, that's alright. I wanna be the biggest in the world. I wanna be the biggest in the world. I wanna be the biggest in the world.